All right, guys, here we are. Wow, the phone finally came in. This is the Redmi 9, man, and you're probably thinking, man, they have so many versions of this device. Well, I agree. This is actually one of the better versions of a Xiaomi device. This phone just released in June. Now, we're in June, and this phone is just coming out, and I'm just getting my hands on it. As you can see, I have the sunset purple color. This is the color I recommend. Seeing it in person, and it's also a matte texture. It's got like some, it's got a grippy feel to it. But you can kind of see like this kind of circle outline around the camera. But this is a fingerprint reader, and these are the 3 cameras. And then, man, I got to tell you, let me read off some of these specs to you real fast. So a 13 megapixel main shooter, which is a wide aperture. Then you've got an 8 megapixel ultra wide. And then you've got a 5 megapixel macro shot back there. And then you have a 2 megapixel depth sensor, an LED flash, HDR, panorama, 1080p recording. Now this does have recording on the front camera as well as 1080p as well. And it's an 8 megapixel f2.0. And it's also a wide angle lens. So the limitations to 4K, that's fine. We'll see how that actually holds up. But it has Android 10 over MIUI 12, and it has a MediaTek Helio G80. And I'm starting to like these Helio processors, man. They are actually pretty good. So you've got a 6.53 inch display, actually really beautiful, I would say. It's 1080p, obviously, and then you've got 3 versions of this phone's memory, RAM and memory options. So you've got a 4 gig, 64 gig, which is what this is. And then you have a 6 gig, 128, and then you have one up under this one, which is 3 gig, 32 gigs. This has a 5,020 milliamp hour battery inside, folks. That's stellar because you know why? This phone has some of the LTE bands, the 2 main LTE bands for the United States, and that's 2 and 4. But all the bands are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 20, 28, 38, 40, and 41. Now, and it is a dual SIM as well. It has Bluetooth 5.0, all that techie stuff out of the side. It does have FM radio. It has a headphone jack too, which is pretty cool right here. Then you got these microphones, and you got speaker out, and then you've got an IR blaster up top and another microphone up there. And the SIM tray is over here. The fingerprint reader is very fast. I like it. So let me turn the brightness down a little bit so I can see if that'll help with the way it looks on the camera here. Yeah, that helps a little bit. So obviously I got it set up and I've been playing around with it. Man, this phone is really, really nice, man. This phone, are you ready for the price? Now you heard the specs I just read off. These phones like this are why it would be difficult for me to recommend a person buy certain phones. I won't slander those phones in this video, but you kind of get the gist of where I'm going with this. This phone costs $149 for this. This is incredible, man. This is a great device for the price. Bars, I need to brush my shoulder off. But I've got it set up, and it's just, I've got the dark theme. Let's go into settings real quick. This is fast, man. It's running over MIUI 12, and there's a system update. Let me see what it's about. It's just updating all of the things on there. As far as bloatware goes, I only saw LinkedIn and Facebook. Oh, here's an update. Increase system stability, reduce system lag. Okay, let's get that too. So the only bloatware I saw was Facebook and things that I consider to be bloatware, Facebook and LinkedIn. But there's also a lot of games that are pre-installed on here, a lot of them. And so that's just you can uninstall anything on these Xiaomi phones pretty much. You're good to go. And you got the service and feedback. Obviously, they want you to talk to them and they want you to, explain how you feel about the phone so far. But system updates are great. Let me talk about system updates real quick. If you guys know, I'm not big on system updates. Did you see the bar disappear down there? That's crazy. I just noticed that. I'm not big on system updates, but I do mention that now in videos because a lot of you guys, that's important to you. So I just turned on and off dark mode for you. But a lot of you guys feel that's important, so I want to mention that. But I got to tell you, Xiaomi is great at updating their phones, man. They're fantastic at updating their devices. And anybody who tells you otherwise they don't know Xiaomi phones very well. I've got older Xiaomi devices that are just still getting updates. They may not be on Android 10. Some of them are. But overall, they're still getting software patches. And that just goes to show for me how Xiaomi actually takes care of their customers. Let's turn dark mode back on here. So a little bit of lag going on with this download or whatever, but the phone's just, that first boot, you set it all up, you play with it, you slam it with downloads. That's all you're looking at right there. That happens to every phone, not just this phone. But overall, I think that Xiaomi updates their phones and they're on a regular basis. I've got older phones that are up to date. It's just a good look. So $149 price tag. Look, that's a killer deal for this phone. You've got a 1080p display, 6.53 inches, beautiful design, and we're getting ready to show these cameras here in a little bit, but you've got a beautiful design. It's just a good look. Software is going to be the same as most softwares for the Xiaomi devices. It's a Xiaomi device, and the software is fast in my opinion. As you notice, I'm doing gestures regularly now. I'm trying to stay with gestures overall on all phones if it has gestures, but I'm really curious about these cameras. So let's take a look. Now, these cameras tend to have a lot of beauty filters turned on from the beginning, but I always turn those off. So this is just no LED light or anything, just one window behind this camera and natural light coming in. All right, guys, so here's a quick snippet right here showing you the video footage from the phone from the front camera. Let's switch to the rear. All right, so there's the cameras. As suspected, the video from the phone in this setting, it's not going to be the best, but I'm sure when I take this outside, it's going to be great like most phones, because the sun is going to give it that kick that these more affordable phones need for their cameras in some situations, in most situations. But photos, to me, definitely good. Remember, this phone is $149, so be sure to hit the link in the description. Shout out to Wireless Place for supplying the device for review. It's on loan, so I'm gonna use it for a little bit, then I'll review it, then send it back. But I appreciate you guys supporting me when I'm posting things about Wireless Place. It's not just about getting the phones on loan. It's about giving you products that you can afford that can actually fit your lifestyle perfectly, as far as where I sit for trying to get you a good smartphone with a nice budget to us to get you some bang for your buck. Now, it doesn't just have a fingerprint reader, it has facial recognition as well. And let me see if I can catch it from behind the camera. It is 2D face, so it's not secure, but it's really fast. And let's see how it works out like other Xiaomi devices. Yep, and then it's unlocked and you swipe up. So it's pretty good. I don't have any quarrels with it. I'll probably just slap my finger on the fingerprint reader because I really like that. So I think overall, folks, this is going to be just a great device for most people. Don't be afraid to import phones that are not on carriers, folks. This channel has always been rooted in giving you great devices that are not on carriers. Circle all the way back around when I first started doing YouTube, you'll see that I've always reviewed phones like this because, and I'm a huge Xiaomi fan, man. I'm just pro Xiaomi. The devices are good, the battery is good, and I have no doubt that this 5,020 milliamp. Think about what the U.S. is doing to us. I hate to have this conversation so much, but you just consider it. The U.S. would sell this phone for $300. You can look around and tell, like, this phone beats out, to me, in my humble opinion, several phones in the $150 category that's on the U.S. carriers. And it even beats out phones that cost more. So if you're trying to get a phone that is going to be good for you for a long time, Xiaomi devices, if you don't want to buy a phone and you're really tight on a budget, Xiaomi devices, I'm not just recommending them because, oh, they're cool looking. They're actually good phones. I still have a Xiaomi Mi A1. That's like one of the first, I think that's one of the first phones that they had Android 1 on. And it's updated. It's got stock Android. It's good. This Xiaomi skin is really not, this is just one of their themes. So you can theme this device any way you want to. You can change icon packs. I got a theme running on here, and I just changed the wallpaper. That's the current theme that I'm running, which is called Round. So there's plenty of themes in the theme store for Xiaomi. Unlike other companies, they charge you for it. And so let's just install a theme real quick. And this is just how easy it is. It downloads, you apply it, and that's it. And your phone is going to look completely different. After it loads up, now you've got a completely different looking device. Oh, this is sweet right here. Oh man, I like this. Never seen this one before. But I mean, this is just a beautiful, beautiful device, man. I love this theme though, son. I really like that. I'm gonna have to rock with this one for, I don't know if I'm feeling that wallpaper too much, but overall I like this because I like the rounded icons or whatever. So the Xiaomi Redmi 9 is another phone that stacks up as a killer device in the Xiaomi lineup that doesn't break your pockets, folks. Do not be afraid to import a device. If I'm a recommended device to you and I'm telling you it's safe, remember I'm the guinea pig. I test these things out on networks and things like that just to be sure. Now, your network performance and everything is going to be depending on where you live. But overall, folks, I'm going to continue to tell you if you have band 2 and 4, you should be safe to travel throughout the United States. It's just that simple. So overall, man, the Redmi 9, this is actually one of the more impressive ones, man. It just came out in June. And I think you guys would be hard pressed to say that this phone is not a good buy. I mean, it was released in June, and it was announced in June and released in June. And we're still, I think we're in July. I'm sorry, we're in July right now. We're halfway through July. And I just feel like this is just another example of why you should start importing devices. You will not be disappointed, folks. I'm telling you, you're going to get so much better battery, good performance. And as far as the Helio G80 and the G90T and all these processors, they've actually proven themselves to me. I have no quarrels with them. I used to really rag on Helio when they had those 6553s and all that, or 5360. Those older ones, 6753s, those don't run as well, but they've got gaming processors now. They've got high-end processors. They're smashed a lot of the Snapdragon processors. So you should be fairly comfortable at this point if I'm telling you a phone is good. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. And look for more videos on this one. Take care.